Drop your Super Bowl predictions down in the comments. We are 8 weeks into the NFL season, about halfway through. I guess technically next week would be half week. I have less of an idea who is good now than I did pre-week 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our week 8 locks and shocks. We have our lock of the week, upset of the week, game of the week, and toilet bowl game of the week. And we are predicting every game from Thursday night all the way to Monday night, starting with the LA Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be an absolute grueler for the Chargers. The Vikings, one of the most blitzing teams in the league. Luckily, the secondary is not great, so I expect Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen to have an absolute day as long as Justin Herbert can have just a second in that pocket to get the ball off. His wide receiver core is absolutely insane. The O-line is absolutely beat up. I don't know when Joe Alt is going to be back, but they need to get him back ASAP. One of the best tackles in the game, in the run game. Absolutely decimated. Rocking with running back 3. Running back 1 on IR. Running back 2 tore his Achilles. You got the backup to the backup to the backup heading to IR. This team is battered and beat up and desperately need a win this week, and I think they're going to bring one home. I think the LA Chargers beat the Minnesota Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Then we have our toilet bowl game of the week, Atlanta Falcons fans. I am sorry. You have to be a part of this. Your offense 1 week is absolutely terrible. 1 week, it can keep up with some of the best defenses in the league. And then the Miami Dolphins. Do we need to have a talk about this? The coaching staff, terrible. The quarterback play, terrible from quarterback all the way to the special teams returner. This team is not clicking and it looks absolutely awful. I have the Atlanta Falcons coming home with the win on our toilet bowl game of the week. Next, we head on down to the Baltimore area with the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, I tried to tell y'all, absolute dog. Him and Ben Johnson are getting the system together, holding the ball a little bit less, making the plays when he needs to make plays, getting better at his reads. Troy Aikman, you're a hating ass bitch. I want you to remember that. Baltimore Ravens, another week, no Lamar. Lamarvelous, MVP Jackson. It is tearing this team apart. The defense is already terrible. And when you have a quarterback that can't go out there and make things happen, this team's just going to keep stacking losses. I have the Chicago Bears coming out with the win in Baltimore against the Ravens. Then we head on down to Carolina where the Buffalo Bills coming off a bye week. Something was telling me Josh Allen was hurt the last few weeks. He didn't look like himself. He would run up to the line of scrimmage. He wouldn't get out in space. He wouldn't make plays happen. He would let the ball go. And this wide receiver core, absolutely terrible when Josh Allen can't do those things. Just don't have a big name guy out there. They're relying on Keon Coleman too much. They're relying on Dalton Kincaid. And when Shakir is your wide receiver 1, that is not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Taking on the red hot Carolina Panthers, who are stacking those wins. Our lock of the week. No Bryce Young, Red Rifle, Andy Dalton taking a spot start for the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Buffalo Bills for the lock of the week. Then we're going to go on down to Cincinnati where Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase take on the terrible, awful New York Jets, looking to be 0-8 this week. I think Jamar Chase might go for 300 yards. Jamar Chase might break some record, be it the receiving record, be it the receptions record. I don't know if there's a targets record. Jamar Chase will break something this game, if not T. Higgins. If not, I mean, the Jets are absolutely terrible. I'm looking for them to sell at the trade deadline. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals with the win. Then we go to the Houston Texans, who look absolutely awful on offense. They have to do something. They have to get something going. They have to do something to block for CJ Stroud. This man against the Seattle Seahawks got pressured on half of his dropbacks. That's unacceptable. And you know how I talk about the Broncos, how I'll say this offense is wasting a Super Bowl caliber defense. The Texans have a Super Bowl caliber defense, and the offense can't move the ball. They can't run the ball. They can't pass the ball. Taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who might have the best coaching staff in the game. The way you can plug and play any position on this team is absolutely ridiculous. I'm talking Kittle goes out, you can plug in a tight end. Your starting quarterback Purdy goes out, you can plug in a quarterback. Your best linebacker in the league. Fred Warner goes out. You can plug in a dog and he can perform. This team firing on all cylinders. I think this week we have the Houston Texans get on the board with a win, going to 3-4. Next in our Patriots, Browns matchup, the New England Patriots, Mac Jones, how do we say it, ladies and gentlemen? Stacking those wins, taking on Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns, another one of those teams who have a Super Bowl caliber defense getting wasted by a terrible offense. And I won't say the offense is terrible anymore. Dylan Gabriel kind of has it going. He can't throw touchdowns, but he can get them downfield and score when they need to score. But I almost said Mac Jones, dear Lord. What's the Patriots quarterback name? I'm drawing a blank. Absolute dog. Someone comment his name down in the comments. I'm like actually drawing a blank right now. Spent time with Josh Allen in the offseason, and you can tell the way he's leading this team. Stephon Diggs and the boys in the wide receiver core looking great. The run game looking great. The defense looking immaculate. Mike Vrabel is doing amazing things with this New England Patriots team. We have the New England Patriots taking the win, advancing to 6-2 at home. We have the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Something tells me this isn't going to go the way it went the first time. I get it. Jackson Dart's a dog. Cam Scadabo's a dog. The wide receiver core, my boy Wandell, shout out Wandell, absolute dog. The reigning, defending Philadelphia Eagles just went out there last week and did what y'all said they couldn't do. Put on an absolute passing clinic. And if they could just get the run game going, doesn't even got to be with Saquon. If Saquon's hurt, just let him, take a little few less reps. You got to get the committee going, though. You got to get the boys behind him running that rock. And when you pair this run in this pass game, the Eagles are going to be absolutely unstoppable. My prediction to go back to the Super Bowl this year, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking the win. Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out Mike Evans. The 11-year, 1,000-yard streak comes to an end. But something about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the way they plug in the next man up, the wide receiver core has been decimated, and Baker Mayfield keeps finding guys to get the ball. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers obviously are going to go out here and absolutely fry, demolish, maul the New Orleans Saints. Next, we have the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys in our shock of the week. The Denver Broncos, y'all heard me say it earlier, one of those Super Bowl caliber defenses getting wasted by a terrible led offense. Now, Bo Nix went out there last week and did the absolute unthinkable, one of the best fourth quarter comebacks of all time. 33 points on the Giants. How you doing? Something about the Dallas Cowboys, though, is different. Dak Prescott having an absolute MVP. Might I say it? MVP season over there with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Someone is going to be open against this Broncos defense, and Dak is going to deliver him the ball. And will I say, the run game, what we all thought was going to be terrible, Javonte Williams seamlessly saving his career over there in Dallas. I think 6 touchdowns on the year, 7 touchdowns on the year, something like that. George Pickens has 6 touchdowns on the year. CeeDee Lamb's going to be close to 6 touchdowns on the year. This is the best, not one of, this is the best offense in the NFL. If the defense can do something to slow down Bo Nix, to stop the wide receiver room in the run, I have the Dallas Cowboys as my shock of the week over the little Denver Ponies. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Do we even have to talk about this one? Give me the Indianapolis Colts with the win over the Tennessee Titans. They did Brian Callahan dirty, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how you expect a coach to go out here and coach a team that looks like a JUCO college. No one's saving the Titans, ladies and gentlemen. No one is saving the Tennessee Titans. You can go get Andy Reid. He's not winning more games with the Titans than what Callahan, he might win a few more, than what Callahan was doing. The team is terrible. They shouldn't have fired him. That's absolute blasphemy. Backstabbing at its finest. Indianapolis Colts with the win. Next, our game of the week. The Green Bay Packers, who have not beat the, I think it's something crazy. It's a crazy stat. The Green Bay Packers haven't beat the Steelers since 1970. 1970. 1970. And it might be the Steelers. The stat might be they've never beat the Steelers at home since 1970. It's like 0-12, something like that. 0-8. It's something ridiculous. But we know who's making his return to the Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers looking to put absolute belt to ass on the team that seamlessly gave up on old man Rodgers, sending him, well, not sending him, but having him go to the Jets, then to the Jets to the Steelers. The NFL seamlessly giving up on the old 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who is out here absolutely hooping in his old age. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers with our win of the game of the week. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. We have the Taylor Swift-led Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Washington Commanders. Who's going to start at quarterback? Who knows? Marcus Mariota is preparing for a spot start. Jaden Daniels, our concerns with him as a rookie. Can he stay healthy? And he has not shown us that this far whatsoever, this year whatsoever. The Washington defense is not great. The Washington offense without Jaden Daniels seems very one-dimensional. I have the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift coming home with the dub. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our Week 8 locks and shocks. Let me know your lock of the week, your upset of the week, and your Super Bowl predictions down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.